Hey guys, Ashley here. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw most likely that I recently posted I bought a few new things from Sephora, and I also went to Ulta. If you've seen my updated makeup collection, which I just posted recently, you will know that I extremely decluttered my makeup. Actually, behind me looks different now even since that video because I ended up taking that acrylic case thing that I had here. When it was laying flat, I couldn't see things in the back and I had to stand up to get my products. So I decided to flip it on its side, and now I can store everything, like take up vertical space and organize things horizontally so that I can see everything and reach for it. It just makes everything back here so much easier to utilize everything that I have and to pay attention to and know exactly what I have. So if you know about my big makeup declutter, you know that I pretty much promised myself that from now on going forward, I want to think about products for a little while before I decide to buy them. I don't want to impulse buy anymore. I don't want to buy things that I don't need, that I'm not going to utilize. I just want to be like more mindful of what I'm bringing into my collection, because in the past, I had accumulated a bunch of stuff that just was not getting used. I'm trying to avoid reaccumulating like that again. And the weird thing is, now that my collection is smaller, I am more like looking forward to do my makeup. But yeah, so these products I'm about to show you, I'm going to walk through them one by one first, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them on my face. Most of them are going to be like a first impression right here. I think 2 of them I've already tried, but only like once or twice. So it's kind of a first impression-ish, a little bit, little mini review. I can already tell you what I kind of feel about it for wearing them for like a day. So I want to show you the products first, and then I want to go ahead and apply them on my face and tell you guys what I think. So, okay, so first, I picked up the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. And it just looks like this in the packaging. And it's a nice pump. So that it's smoothing, it has rosehip and argan oil, and it's pore perfecting, which is exactly what I was looking for. I was talking to the girl in Sephora because I was really on the hunt for something to smooth out my skin, blur. I get like dry patches. I have drier skin, so like I will get dry patches sometimes on my cheeks, and and a little here on my nose, and it kind of, when my dry patches are really dry, it creates like texture on my face. So I wanted something smoothing, and I was in the hunt for a new primer that would do everything that I needed to do, and the girl at Sephora had recommended me this one. And in case you were wondering, it's 0.95 fluid ounces in this bottle. I thought it seemed like a pretty big bottle. I can't even compare it to anything at this point because again, I promised myself that if I would buy something, I would get rid of something that I could pass along, and so I did away with my primers pretty much because I'm on the hunt for a new one. So even if for some reason this one doesn't work, I'm really on the hunt to try something new. So I would just go ahead and get something else. But anyways, so I picked up this for my primer. Jaclyn Hill has been raving about this. Don't mind my cat. She's nuts. Anyways, she likes to go in my window, so that's why she's here. This is the Hourglass Vanish. Is that all? Vanish Stick Foundation. But I seen Jaclyn Hill raving about this, and then I saw, if you guys watch Whitney Simmons, she is a fitness channel, and I've been following her like literally since she started, and she recently did like a get ready with me, and I saw her using this and it just looked beautiful on her, and I was like, I really want to try that, and I keep hearing Jaclyn Hill talk about it too, so I feel like it's probably really good. But anyways, I love this packaging. This is by Hourglass. It's gorgeous. I bought mine in shade Porcelain, and it looks like this, and you scroll it up. And so I would, you know, just apply it straight to my face and blend it out with my beauty blender. I've used this twice already, and I can already tell you that I very much enjoy this. The next thing that I've been thinking about, because everybody's been raving about it, again with Jaclyn Hill too, is the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, which just looks like this in the bottle. And it looks like there's just like so much product in here. 0.338 fluid ounces. And it just looks like this when you open it. This is the first time I'm opening it because look at this. I literally have not even opened this yet. Try to not make a mess of it on my first go. But everyone has been raving about this, and I really wanted to give it a try. But it comes with this like huge doe foot applicator. My hope for this is that, you guys know I've been loving the IT Cosmetics Bob Under Eye Concealer. That's almost gone. When it's completely gone, I'm going to repurchase it regardless, but if this could cover my dark circles, that would be pretty awesome. So I wanted to give it a go and see how I feel about it. I picked mine up in shade Light Sand, which is pretty pale, and I like to always get a concealer that kind of has a little bit of a yellowy undertone because I have like more purple toned dark circles under my eyes, so the yellow is going to cancel out the violet. Next product I picked up, which I actually already used twice. I wanted this so bad. You guys know that I love my Too Faced Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette. So I wanted to check out the face palette. And oh my god, the packaging is gorgeous. It's the same tin packaging. It's just so cute. I feel like it's a good size. When you open it, it has that peach smell to it. This is the Sweet Peach Glow Palette. It says it's a peach infused highlighting palette. Now, but granted, when you open it up, I don't really feel like it's a highlighting palette. It's kind of more like a highlight, a blush, and like a glowy bronzer. And it is a glowy blush as well. You have the nice mirror here, and the packaging is beautiful. It has the peaches imprinted on it. I used this twice already. I like it. I really liked it when I wore it. I wasn't absolutely obsessed where I'm like, this is the best highlighter, blush, bronze that I own, because I still feel like I prefer certain other things more than this. But I did really like it. I don't know, I'm such a sucker for this packaging. I love everything about my Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette, and I do enjoy it. I just wouldn't say that it's my favorite of the things that I own, but I also think that it very much has a lot to do with the fact that it's not summertime yet, and I don't have any type of tan on me yet. I think that once I have some color to me, that I will much more enjoy these like warmer tones. Warmer peachy tones. So I think I might just hold on to it until like at least I self tan or something, so I can see how I feel about it on a tan, and then I can make my final decision. So I have that, and then lastly I picked up, this is the miniature like travel size of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This is in shade Ethereal Light. Packaging is gorgeous. Hourglass's packaging is everything, like. And it just opens like this, and you do get a little mirror, and it's just this like white glowy setting powder. So I have had this for years. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. This comes with shade Dim Light, Incandescent Light, and Radiant Light. And it just looks like this. It has all three shades in there. And they're very like glowy setting powders. Now the funny thing is, years ago, like a while back when I bought this, I was under the impression that this was like a highlighting palette. Sounds like it, right? It's called like the Ambient Lighting Palette. It turns out I was wrong. And I was wondering why it wasn't like super highlighting and reflective like other highlighters are, and it turns out that's because they are not highlighters. These are just meant to be radiant, glowy, like setting powders that don't give you like a matte finish, and it's supposed to kind of like blur imperfections. So once I figured out how these are supposed to be used properly, I'm kind of in love with them, and so I wanted to give this one a go, the Ethereal Light one. And so I purposely picked up the smaller one because I wanted to try this one before I go ahead and invest in a bigger one, because so far between this one and this little guy, I don't have a full-size pan of either shade. These are 4 different shades. to get a feel for which I really enjoy the most, so that going forward when I run out of these, I will know which full-size one that I should go ahead and get. As you can see, I have a little bit of like redness on my face right now because like I told you guys, my skin has been extra dry, and I think it's been the weather and having like, you know, forced heat these days. And so when I get dry, my dry patches kind of like turn red-ish because my skin is just dry and irritated. So I do right now have on my oil. I applied it this morning. I used the Sunday Riley Juno oil, and I applied that on my face early this morning after I got out of the shower so that I could make sure it absorbed before we went ahead and to do this like little mini face tutorial. So I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. I'm so excited about this. I have been dying to try this. I got it yesterday pretty early and I wanted to dab right into it, but I waited. So it has this nice pump, and let's just, okay, so I guess I have to pump it a couple times to get some of it to come out. Okay, so that is one pump. Hopefully one pump is going to be plenty for my whole face. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it just pumps out. It's kind of like a thicker cream, and it has a little bit of like a pastel pink shade to it. I don't think that that's going to transfer onto my skin though. And let's just go ahead and apply that. Oh, it's really thick. I was not expecting it to be so thick. Just get some under my eyes. Alright, I'm just gonna rub it in. I really try to get primer right under my eyes because that's where I have the most of my fine lines that I like them to be filled in. When the girl in the store put this on my hand, it looked amazing. Like you could literally see the lines on my hands were filled in. So I could not wait to put this on my face. I feel like this really did, it kind of like smoothed my face and gave it like a little bit of a glow. I do feel like it smoothed and like blurred anything on my face. I guess we'll have to see also how it holds up throughout the day, but so far I like it, and I like the way it feels. It doesn't feel like heavy or gross or anything, even though it was such a thick formula. I told you guys I used this twice already, and I do already know that I freaking love it. It's so good. And it's very thick when you apply it, but it feels so creamy and it blends out really well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Real Techniques beauty blender sponge thing. I'm just gonna blend that out. I tend to always choose like a foundation color that has a little bit of a more of a yellow undertone than a pink undertone, because I don't want to add any more pink onto my face because I like to cancel out any of the redness. So I'd rather go with a slightly yellow toned undertone foundation so that I can do that and cover any of my redness. And again, my dark circles. So there's how that looks. And as you guys saw, it blends out really nicely. This is actually the perfect color to match my skin. I am ghostly white right now though, and I have not been self tanning, but as you can see, my neck, I'm so pale. So it matches my super pale neck. And I think I look even paler on camera than I am in person, which is no good, but it's whatever. I don't even care anymore. I've been embracing my porcelain skin. Okay, next, I'm super excited to try the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I checked so many Ultas for this because it was constantly sold out. I even was gonna order it online at one point, but I was impatient and I was determined to find it in store somewhere. Okay, so here goes nothing. Okay, the real test is under my eyes. Okay, I feel like it did a good job at covering my dark circle. I look crazy right now with one side not blended out. But I do feel like it covered well. I would love to compare it to my IT Cosmetics by doing one eye with my IT Cosmetics and one with the Tarte Shape Tape to kind of more see which one does a better job. But I think it did a good job. I'm not going to go ahead yet and say that it's my favorite because you guys know that my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye is my diehard. But I think that I might put them up against each other at some point and see and decide which one I think did a better job. My dryness is unreal. It does look really nice and it looks nice and smooth. I feel like my under eye lines are not as terrible, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ethereal Light and I'm just gonna tap right into there, get some of that on my brush. And I'm gonna set my under eyes with that. I love these Hourglass setting powders. I already know that I like this shade for setting under my eyes, which I'm glad because that was kind of like exactly why I wanted the white one, because I didn't want the other ones like adding any color underneath. I just wanted something to set my concealer without adding anything to it. Which I was using like the Laura Mercier before, and it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but someone like me who's really dry, those matte, like loose setting powders aren't always the best way to go. It depends how my skin is that day. I like this. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bigger fluffy brush and just tap it over my whole face to set everything. Go ahead and take this center shade and get that on there. I'm just gonna tap this on my blush area. I'm just gonna take this brush that has nothing on it and just blend it out a little bit, because I don't want to be too blushed. I'm gonna take this same brush that has like not much on it, and I'm gonna go into this like bronzy shade, and I'm just kind of like gonna glow around the perimeter of my face so I can have a little bit of a bronzy glow. I love this brush for highlighting, so I'm going to go ahead and take that more highlighter shade on my brush, and I'm just going to tap that in my highlight areas and gently blend that. And it's such an interesting shade because when you look at it in the pan, it almost looks cool toned sort of. And then once you apply it, it has like this iridescence peach reflect in it. So I definitely feel like I prefer that Sweet Peach Glow palette. I prefer the colors the way that they look on my face today, probably because I paired them today with more warmer colors. Like how I said, I think I would prefer it more in the summertime because my skin would be more tanned. So I think that those are just going to be shades that I prefer with warmer colors, because I do actually like the way that it turned out with today's look. But I told you guys the last time I used it, I was a little on the fence about it. If you liked the concept of this, let me know in the comments down below so that I know to do more this way in the future, where you kind of get to hear about the products and see them in action all at the same time and hear like a little mini first impression sort of review on them. But yeah, I really like the way that this look turned out. I think it's just very fresh faced. I think I found some new favorite products. Side note for my subscribers, I started a second channel, and it is kind of like a bullet journal crafty, like DIY artsy sort of channel, where I've mainly been doing like bullet journaling spreads over there. But if that's something that you're into, I will have it linked down below in the description box, and you can head over there and check that channel out. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!